And that's blocked by Turner.
Shot clock down to 4. Haliburton a deep 3, and he drills it.
Arias finds Warren. Here's a long 3. Was in, now Duarte, another 3.
And welcome everybody to the first episode of the Pacing Forward podcast. Man, we are recording this at 1 a.m. and this is scheduled to go out in around 14 hours. So we got to record this, we got to edit it, we got to send it out, and we also got to get some sleep. But that's neither here nor there. Welcome to the first episode. My name is Cammy, or the House of Cammy Build, or TYRES3HALL on Twitter. And I'm joined by my co-host,
Dom. You might also know me as Los Angeles on Twitter, LOSS. Yeah, you know how to spell Los Angeles. And today we're starting our Pacers podcast.
Absolutely. We've actually been wanting to do this for a while. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. A friend actually recommended to us. Shout out him. Shout out Karan. But at that point, it was like, are we really gonna do this? Do we have enough time? Or are people gonna buy into this? But after the Pacers made certain moves to get both of us more interested into the team, and reinvigorate our fandom, as you can say, we decided, why not? Let's give it a shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and breaking down the actual trade that went down. Domantas Sabonis obviously was the main blockbuster from Indiana, along with Justin Holiday and Jeremy Lamb. He was dealt to the Sacramento Kings, who are looking to make a play-in push for Tyrese Haliburton and Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson, who was sadly cut from the roster a few days ago.
Yes, sir. May he rest.
The trade, the trade itself, it rocked the NBA. Everybody's still confused what happened. And on the side of the Sacramento Kings, they won their game with Sabonis. They're still looking to win more games. But you can clearly see that Sabonis and Fox have a clear chemistry. Sabonis fits well on the team. They've already traded all of their... they still have Rashawn Holmes, but that's, he's
I don't know why Holmes is still
Sabonis,
team.
Yeah, what they're doing, they can figure it out, and they're still going to retool in offseason. But on our side, Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton has the potential to be maybe the greatest point guard in Pacers history.
Very possible, because you got to look at who we've had in our history. Who have we had recently? We had Malcolm Brogdon, who's not a point guard.
We've had Darren Collison. We've had
George Hill.
We've had George Hill, and obviously some dudes in the 90s. But Tyrese Haliburton, from day one, he's already set it in stone that he's here to be our franchise player. He's already playing great for his age.
He's already playing like a superstar, really. If you read his Players Tribune article, which he released, I think how long ago was it? A few days ago?
It was a few days ago. Just highlighting Sacramento. And
talking about how he loves Sacramento, how the trade shocked him as a whole. In fact, he even talked about it when he was on NBA Today. Is it called? Yeah,
and he was talking with Malika Andrews and Perkins
and RJ.
Yeah, and he was just talking about how he was shocked. He had no idea. He thought he was the safest person on the team. Obviously, we thought he was the safest person on the team because we can't talk enough about how good he is.
Oh no, absolutely. I could talk for 2 hours, and I still wouldn't be able to express how much I love this guy and how happy I am that he's on our team. And you remember that one quip that he had? I don't know if it was an accident or I don't know if it slipped. He said that Indiana is a great destination because, I know he didn't say this verbatim, but he said they actually like to win, unlike Sacramento. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the one thing that it's a love-hate thing for Indiana people because we love winning. We love when our team's contending. Or we love when our team's in the playoffs. But the one thing about being in the playoffs is it doesn't always mean contention. So
Exactly.
that was the thing that was holding the Pacers back. It was they were making constant playoff push and they were constantly being good. Barring Paul George trade after a George trade, they still somehow found a way to make the playoffs and be good. After
Exactly.
Oladipo went down, they still found a way to. So
Exactly.
it's just like a constant. There's just a constant flow of wanting to
Wanting
be
to
in the
contend,
playoffs.
wanting to do something with the team, and I think this has been a pretty big a pretty big phrase that's been infamous in Pacers lore. Tough out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean who would have thought the Indiana Pacers football team would blow up the team,
Yeah, yeah.
completely. So
Exactly. If you look at what the Pacers have done, if you go back to the before the Reggie Miller days, the Pacers have been a lot of things, but one thing they've never done is rebuild.
yeah, they hate rebuilding. I mean
They've
they've definitely rebuilt before. Before they got Danny Granger, before they got Paul George, and even after when Danny Granger went down with injury, they still somehow found a way to get Paul George and get Roy Hibbert, and still found a way to contend. So the Pacers love when the one thing with the Pacers is they want to make their fans happy. They want to sell tickets, and they constantly do that. But at the same time, you have to take a step back and you have
you
to
do
realize that
you really do you really do you have
that
to
this
you have to look
no, right.
at some point you have to look at what the fans want. And while our owner Herb Simon thinks he knows what the fans want, for the longest time he was really like talking out of his ass, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And us Pacers fans, we're still we're dedicated to the sport. We're still
Oh
going to
yeah,
show up to watch
absolutely.
Tyrese
I'm not
Haliburton.
leaving this team for the world.
Yeah, but yeah, Tyrese Haliburton has been a breath of fresh air. He's been
Absolutely.
one of the best playmakers, one of the better playmakers out of the recent draft.
Exactly.
Already top of this.
As a matter of fact, let me pull up Tyrese Haliburton's stats in a Pacers uniform. The trade
And
happened a little bit
while
ago.
you do that, I mean, another thing I want to highlight, Tyrese Haliburton, everybody knows him for the guy who has the weird shot.
The weird jump shot, yep.
The shots have fallen.
Absolutely.
If you watch the Rising Stars game,
Oh,
the
yeah.
skills challenge
The skills challenge.
with Desmond Bain,
Dude was carrying him.
the dude's a sniper. Like his
He made
shot
every
form
single
is not
one.
weird.
Every
But
single one.
he's a really good shooter, and it's really great to see
Fantastic.
it.
And all right, while you say that, let me pull up this man's stats with the Pacers. So let me bring up a couple things beforehand. So as we know, Tyrese Haliburton was playing alongside, at least this season, he was playing alongside two other young backcourt pieces in Sacramento, in De'Aaron Fox and Davion Mitchell.
Mhm.
And while
For sure.
and while those two players are really good and they're definitely gonna have a future in the NBA, especially De'Aaron Fox. It was pretty clear that Tyrese stood out. He definitely stood out.
And yeah, I wouldn't even say shit out. You could just clearly see that Tyrese and De'Aaron, they were kind of like they were sort of the same player where they both need the ball in their hands to be successful.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, I personally, barring any bias, I personally think I would like the ball in the hands of Tyrese Haliburton. But
Yeah,
the Kings otherwise.
no, I 100% agree. I would 100% rather have the ball in Tyrese's hand because I like De'Aaron, but you know what I mean?
Mm, the shooting, that's always a concern.
The shooting is a
and
big concern.
His shooting has been much improved without Tyrese.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
good
that
to
is
see.
very true.
And
That is very true.
Yeah, we complained about the spacing when the trade went down, but not even our place to speak. But I mean, he's been a solid shooter. Since
He has
the trade
been
went down.
a decent shooter. Let me pull up these game by game stats of De'Aaron Fox ever since Sabonis got traded. What was the first game? The Minnesota game?
What was the first game? I don't even know.
It
I
was
don't
that
even know.
Minnesota game where him and Sabonis had like that really good game, and we thought for a second, do I miss Sabonis? Remember that?
Yeah, we did it. We did have that. We had that epiphany for a second.
We
Like,
yeah
we really missed it.
yeah. And no,
Like,
that's
did we lose the trade?
yeah, and that's no disrespect to Domantas Sabonis. Great player, fantastic player.
Yeah.
He's gonna do some really good things in Sacramento. I think him and Fox, if they stay together, which I'll get on that later. But let's be honest. He is not a franchise player, and I don't think he'll ever get to that point in his career.
And and so far, I mean, they're 2-2 with this core. So
Yeah.
I can't even. No, hating aside, De'Aaron, his last 4 games with the new trade,
De'Aaron has
27
been
points,
balling.
26 points, 26 points. Like, he's been really good.
Really
his steals
good.
against the Bulls. His assists, I mean, he's finding his touch when it comes to the assists. He's hitting his shots. He's hitting his threes.
If you take away the Washington game, he's been really
take away
good with
Washington.
threes.
So he's been really good. And like if you even look before that, like his numbers were really up and down in January. But
Yeah.
he's really getting to that point where he's becoming more solidified and he's finding his touch offensively. That's great to see for us.
Exactly.
Because we just want the Sacramento Kings to be okay with the trade, and we also want them to know that they traded us, franchise players.
Yeah, exactly. It's a thing like we're gonna support Sabonis and the Kings. I want them to make the playoffs this year, but at the same time, like, we want them to know that this is the guy you traded away.
Yeah, and the guy that they traded away, let's pull up his stats right now. I mean, 23 points against Cleveland. Like, Cleveland game was amazing.
I'll tell you, that game was the most fun I've had as a Pacers fan in years.
And forever, and the dude is like, his playmaking is unlike anything.
He is off the chain with playmaking. Like, one thing about Sabonis is he's a good passer. I'll give him that. He's one of the better big man passers in the league. But as a playmaker, no bueno.
And that's not a knock on Sabonis. He's obviously a great player, but playmaking involves a lot more, X's and O's rather than
exactly.
the ball.
And I feel like a lot of that came from the horrid game plan that we had him run in Indiana, where it was either Malcolm Brogdon isoing down the clock, or it was Miles Turner spotting up for a 3 at the end of the shot clock, or Sabonis backing down for 10 seconds.
And speaking on Miles Turner, one of the things that trading Sabonis has helped us is it's opened the floor for us.
Absolutely.
So O'Shea Brissett,
Brissett,
under the Rick Carlisle system, he wasn't really getting a lot of playing time. But since he's been starting, he's played off small forward, he's played off power.
Exactly.
He's been great for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
He's been really good.
If we look at O'Shea's stats before the Sabonis trade, if we look at these right here, he was doing compared to last year, it was pretty mediocre. 6 points a game, 4 rebounds, less than a steal, less than a block, less than an assist per game, 33% from 3, only 19 minutes per game. Hell, there was a point where he was logging DNPs.
I know. And I was starting to get worried because last season he really showed us a lot of good flashes.
Exactly.
I really thought that he could be like a really good player on this team. But I also knew that Sabonis being on the team was holding him back because he wasn't getting that minutes at that power forward spot.
Exactly. And the thing with O'Shea is, while he is traditionally a small forward, power forward, he's very versatile.
Yeah. The dude's everywhere on offense, on defense. He covers everywhere on the floor.
Yeah,
we're really happy to have him.
Yeah. I think the best comparison we can make for this guy is I guess a Robert Covington type.
Oh yeah, definitely. I see him as like a Robert Covington, like a Sadiq Bey kind of 3-and-D player.
3-and-D that also has some shot creating potential.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we look at this guy's stats since the Sabonis trade, these past 4 games, O'Shea Brissett has really come into his own. 16 points per game, 8 rebounds, 1.5 blocks. He started to hit his threes more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I love and Rick Carlisle. He's been he's been. I mean, he's even improved as a coach.
Yeah,
you know,
big ups
not
to Rick
having
Carlisle.
to.
Big ups to Rick Carlisle. In the beginning of the season,
Yeah.
we were making questions about his rotations, most notably him not playing O'Shea and another fan favorite, Isaiah Jackson.
And to be fair, you know, having players come in and out of the rotation and also having all these new guys, it was really confusing. Not only for us but also for Rick Carlisle, and we didn't understand that. But now, you know, as we're starting to get healthy again, as we're starting to get all our pieces together, we're starting to see. Oh yeah, Rick Carlisle, you know, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing.
Another thing that the Sabonis trade has done is it's showed us like our offense can be fast. Like
Absolutely.
we push the pace on transition.
Exactly.
We shoot threes at will.
Exactly.
Like,
we are finally living up to our team name.
The pace is exactly. Like we're actually like a fun to watch team.
Exactly.
Like,
In fact, while you say that, let me pull up some stats real quick. The 2021 Indiana Pacers sucked. We know that.
Yeah.
Not only were they bad, but they were not fun to watch. And I'll give Nate Bjorken credit. For the first 10 games, we really thought we had something. We really did.
Yeah. The shooting definitely looked much improved.
Brogdon and Sabonis were both MVP candidates.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Sounds like a fever dream, but like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if we go back a season, we go to the 2019-20 Pacers, 109 points per game, 23rd in the league, right?
Yeah.
And one thing that the Nate McMillan system will get you, good defense.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And Nate McMillan is thriving with the Atlanta defense.
With the Atlanta Hawks, based on their defense.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look at some of these stats, 21st in pace. 21st in pace. And if we go to three-pointers attempted, dead last with 28 threes attempted.
Yeah. And we have solid shooters.
Exactly. Let me actually bring up the amount of good shooters we have. We had Doug McDermott, 43%. Justin Holiday, 41%. TJ Warren, 40%. Aaron Holiday, 39%. Miles Turner, 35%. Jeremy Lamb's a good shooter. Malcolm Brogdon. So with all those good shooters on the roster, for us to be dead last in three-pointers attempted is unexcusable.
It's unacceptable.
And we were around league average for 3-point percentage, around 14th in the league. So the fact that we took that little amount of threes and thought it was okay is just blasphemous.
And credit where credit is due. I mean, Nate McMillan under the offense, you know, he has their offense running, right? And obviously the Hawks, you want them to shoot at will. I mean,
yeah. With guys like Trae Young, John Collins, and etc.
Yeah, they know. They have shooters everywhere. As a coach, Nate McMillan has grown, and he sees that to win, you need to shoot the ball in this league.
Yeah.
But for us to be so bad on offense for 2 straight years, and then just like now to have this rejuvenation, and we're not even winning games. Like we've had really close games.
Yeah, exactly. Really it's been close losses.
But we're not winning games. But that's not like we're looking to tank. Obviously,
yeah, we want to lose games. We want to lose games.
Yeah. But just to tank and to also know that this team could potentially be like a playoff team, depending on if we get on a draft pick, that's just great to feel as a Pacer fan.
Absolutely, I was just about to talk about that. The 2022 Indiana Pacers. Let's be real. They're not scaring anybody.
No, not at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Currently, the Pacers are 20-40, 30th in the East, and hopefully we lose more games.
Yeah, that's what we're really hoping for. We want to be a good, fun team, but at the same time, we main thing. You know what me and Cammy really want. We want Tyrese to stat pad. We want the big name agencies to post his
To
highlights
post
and post his
Tyrese
stats.
highlights,
So
Isaiah
people,
Jackson,
we
you know
want
what
to
I
get him.
mean?
Yeah, we want to gain the recognition, but at the same time, we don't want to. We don't want to
We
like.
don't
We
want to
don't want
win
to win
games.
games.
No, we do not want to win
We
games.
don't. We don't want to win games, and we're in the foot race right now with Detroit, the Rockets, the Thunder, all those teams, and also
Yeah,
looking ahead on their draft.
exactly,
We're in a foot race
exactly,
with them for that top,
exactly.
for that top 3 pick, because this draft class that definitely has good potential. But
Oh,
so, yeah, in every
absolutely.
draft class you gotta hit. You
Absolutely,
gotta hit.
absolutely. But if you look at the 2022 Indiana Pacers roster, let's take a look. Chris Duarte, rookie, 24 years old. O'Shea Brissett, 23 years old. Miles Turner, 25. Goga Batadze, how old is he? Goga Batadze, 22 years old. Dwayne Washington Jr., young. Isaiah Jackson, Terry Taylor, Tyrese Haliburton, Jalen Smith. All those guys, young and full of potential.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
And,
first time
what's our oldest dude right now? Our oldest dude is probably Buddy Hield, right?
our oldest dude is, I believe it's Lance Stevenson. Lance Stevenson, yep,
Oh, yeah.
31 years old.
We love Lance and his
Yeah.
rejuvenation so far. So many
He's been
teams.
fantastic.
He was on a lot of 10 days, but he's just found his offense with us, which is really great to see.
Exactly. And I know Sabonis is not on the team right now, but Lance and Sabonis, on that short amount of time that they were together, they made some really good plays.
Yeah,
I don't know I don't know if you remember the Utah game where we beat the Jazz. Lance had let me look this up. Lance Stevenson had 16 points and a career high 14 assists.
Oh wow!
Yep.
Was that this year? This year?
That was January 8th. January 8th, we beat the Jazz. We beat them.
And the game before was the Nets game, no?
Let me check. Yeah, you're right. The game before was the Nets game. Yes.
The Nets game. That was Stevenson's first game.
I believe so.
And the dude was amazing. We didn't win the game, thankfully.
Yeah. But if you look at the next, if you look at the next game, Domantas Sabonis, 42 points, career high. Everybody was eating in that game.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And we can't say enough about Domas. We're gonna miss him.
We are definitely gonna miss him.
He gave us some of our better years of basketball. Maybe not in the playoffs, obviously.
The regular season, we were a fun team.
Yeah, we were definitely a fun. T.J. Warren
going off in the bubble, Oladipo dunking on people, Malcolm Brogdon. You know what I mean? We were a cool little group for a while.
Yeah, but all good things must come to an end.
Absolutely.
And we're just happy to have a clear future.
Absolutely. Yeah, without
and
a
us
doubt.
As the Indiana Pacers, the Indiana Pacers, we're not a huge market. We're not going to try any big names to agencies.
We are not. We are not a huge market.
So the only way that we build is we build through trades and we build through draft.
The draft,
and I love that
absolutely.
Every picture is buying into that.
Yes, absolutely, and big props to Kevin Pritchard. I can't talk enough about how great this man has been this season. I think you remember last offseason we were calling for this man's head.
Yeah, and because we wanted something to happen. We wanted to trade. We wanted something different to happen with this team. I hadn't seen T.J. Warren all year. We wanted
exactly, the thing with T.J. Warren that I hated is that obviously I love the guy. He was my favorite player for a while. I'm incredibly happy with what he did in the bubble, but let's face it, he's not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, and we kept telling ourselves through that bubble, like, just wait till we get healthy. Just wait till we get healthy. Like,
that's been the mantra. That's been the mantra ever since Oladipo got hurt in 2019.
I mean, and let's think about it. Like, Malcolm Brogdon, 20-point per game score. Karis LeVert, 20-point per game score. T.J. Warren, he's going to give you like 15 plus a night. Sabonis. He's going to be Sabonis every night, whether it be with his passing, whether it be with his point. Miles Turner,
He's gonna
going to
protect
give
the
you
rim.
like 13%. So having all of that in mind, and just having all these scores and having like a decent bench, like as an Indiana Pacer fan, you would fall into the whole, we're going to contend eventually.
Eventually,
but
exactly.
it doesn't work like that.
Yup, absolutely. If we look back into the 2019 playoffs, Oladipo got hurt. We got swept by Boston, right? Our Tyreek Evans was our highest scorer. And by the way, shout out to Tyreek. I heard he got reinstated. I don't know if a team is going to pick him up, but even though he was god-awful for us, I wish the best for him.
Yeah.
Tyreek Evans was our biggest scorer in 2019 playoffs. 2020, we started off really nicely. Then Oladipo came back, and let's face it, 2020 regular season Oladipo was bad.
Yeah, and we were okay with that. We were just happy to see our guy.
No, we were really happy to see Oladipo back, but there was a stretch in January or February where we lost 9 in a row with him, and at this point we were starting to think, are we better without him? And then I remember we started stringing together wins, and I don't know if you remember that Celtics game right before the bubble shut down.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was the big Oladipo game. I loved that game so much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That game was fantastic. And
we won that game too. It was, I'm pretty sure it was just Oladipo and Malcolm Brogdon going off.
I believe so. And I think the day after the season got shut down, right?
Yeah.
The day after the season got shut down.
It might not have been the day after, but I remember it was right after that game.
Yeah, because I think after that was the Rudy Gobert incident and the game and the Vince Carter having his last game.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, when we did come back from the bubble, remember there was a big talk over whether Oladipo would play or not.
Yeah, there was, and Sabonis was also injured.
Sabonis was out. And props to our guys. We went 6 and 2. I think we lost against Miami and we lost against Phoenix in Warren's return game.
Yeah,
but besides those 2 games, T.J. Warren was fantastic.
Yeah, T.J. Warren was a breath of fresh air during the bubble. He was a breath of fresh air. In the regular season too, we love T.J. Warren around here.
Oh,
we can't wait to see him.
I was really surprised on how we got him for so little.
Yeah,
because if you remember
from the Sonics, right? Cash considerations.
Considerations that became a meme in the fan base for a while. If you remember that.
Yeah. Like it used to be like a really funny meme. Whenever he would drop, like during the bubble, he would drop like 50 pointers, and Pacers fans, we would just relish in the fact that we got this dude for cash.
Yeah, we got him for money.
Mm-hmm.
But all good things, like you said before, all good things have to come to an end. And in the Miami series in the playoffs, I won't say TJ got exposed, but it showed that you can't rely on this guy.
Yeah, I don't think you don't necessarily need to rely on him. Obviously, you don't.
You don't.
But also,
TJ Warren's more of a supporting member, third option.
Mm-hmm. And against a Miami defense and the player of the defensive caliber of Jimmy Butler, obviously you're gonna have a tough night. You're gonna have a tough series period as forward.
And that's without
Jimmy didn't know it's tough on him.
Yeah, and that's without mentioning the history that those two had.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jimmy definitely wanted to bring it that season.
Jimmy wanted to make an example out of T.J. Warren, and I won't say he succeeded, but he did a damn good job at it.
Yeah, and shout out them during that bubble playoff run. I mean, they were amazing that playoff run. They really made it far.
They were really good. And I think we were really, really missing Sabonis that season because 2020 Sabonis was a really, really good player.
Yeah, one of the more underrated players in the league at that time.
Yes.
And just missing him for the playoff games that we did miss him. Having a healthy Oladipo that was showing flashes of being back to normalcy. Having all of these players, starting to get healthy, and then Sabonis not being able to play within the bubble playoffs. It really hurt.
Yeah, it did hurt. It definitely hurt us a lot. And I don't think we need to. We don't really need to go into the 2021 playoffs because that didn't happen.
Yeah, down year for the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, it was a down year for everybody. In fact, I don't know if you remember this, but you remember the Goga Batadze Greg Foster incident?
Goga Batadze and our assistant coach.
Yeah, our assistant coach. They had a shouting match in a game.
Yeah. And if that didn't tell you how the Indiana
That didn't tell you how the season was going, then nothing would.
Yeah, and we made it to the play-in.
We made it to the play-in.
We won, and I remember the first play-in game. I don't remember who it was against, but it was a fun game.
Charlotte. It was against Charlotte. We beat them by like 30 points.
Oh yeah, we blew them out the water, and it was a really fun game. But then we faced. I still
remember O'Shea hitting a 3 and being like, "Get these bum asses out of here."
Yeah. So we had a lot of fun that game, but
we weren't beating Russ. We weren't beating Russ.
We played we played Washington, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we got blown out.
Russ 2021 Russ, I'm pretty sure he had like an insane triple double against us in the
He had multiple great games against us, actually.
Yeah. So 2021 Russ was definitely the Pacers' worst enemy.
Kryptonite. 2021 Russ was to the Pacers what Terrence Ross is to the Heat.
Yeah, he killed us every single time we faced him. He put
us on the burner. Us on the burner. And I think that was pretty good because correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think we would be where we are right now if not for that game.
No, if we would have made the playoffs, we definitely would have just lost, and then we would have tried to make the playoffs again.
Yeah, but I think us missing the playoffs,
not making the playoffs.
I think us missing the playoffs and getting that lottery pick that gave us one of the better bright spots on our team, Chris Duarte.
That's true. And transitioning to talk about Chris Duarte, he's been amazing.
Amazing, fantastic. I can't say enough about this guy.
Personally, during the draft, I'm not afraid to admit it. I wanted.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wanted to Moses Moody.
I remember we were talking after the draft. We hated this pick.
Yeah, it's like we didn't see the direction, and we still we doubt Duarte. I don't know if Duarte takes another jump or anything since he's already 24, but
he's
24 already years old. A really good scorer in this league.
He's a really good scorer. In fact, people were talking about comparing him to Klay Thompson. I don't know if I see that, but I definitely see the scoring potential.
Yeah, I see the scoring potential. I don't know about the defensive potential yet. He's still
I don't know about the Klay comparison because he's not as good of a defender, but he's a way better shot creator.
Yeah. And he's not the same shooter.
Yeah. No. Clay is more of a spot guy. Duarte is an off dribble guy.
But Duarte has just been and we wanted Moses Moody.
We really wanted Moses Moody. We really did.
Yeah, we thought we were going to develop Moses Moody's offense. And shout out to Moses Moody. He's probably doing great wherever he is right now.
Wherever he is, he's in Golden State.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't know if he's actually playing for them or not. I'm pretty sure he's on their G League. I'm pretty sure he's on their G League. Yeah. But Chris Duarte, I personally think he's going to be on the Heat first team, and he's just been one of the better rookie guards in this draft.
He really has. And I know that Duarte is 24 years old, and we could talk about how we could make memes about it, but the fact that Jayshawn Tate is a 26-year-old sophomore, nobody's talking about that is I'm not gonna rag on Duarte that much. Yeah, but Duarte, I think they said that he didn't start playing basketball until he was around 16 or 15, so he definitely has room to grow. He definitely has.
I'm happy for.
Yeah. I'm very happy for
him. I'm pretty sure he has a baby girl.
Right.
So I'm very happy for him and his family and the opportunity that he has in Indiana. And
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
he's happy. And
absolutely. I'm really glad that
we're really happy.
I'm really glad that Carlisle has overall trusted him in making shots, creating the offense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Very
And
happy.
then trading Sabonis is another one of those things. Chris
Exactly.
Duarte he's getting more
Exactly.
shots up.
Yep. In fact, after the Karis LeVert trade, remember we had a game against the Hawks which we lost, but Duarte did fantastic that game.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And then I forget, it was against the Warriors. He literally took over the Warriors.
I believe
And he
so.
actually
I believe so. In fact, let me try to
yeah.
let me try to
Was it
pull.
that wasn't yeah, that was an OT game. It was an
Yeah,
OT game and
no.
we
That was the Kiefer Sykes
yeah.
game.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was the Kiefer Sykes game on TNT. I remember that.
And we've been happy with Kiefer Sykes too. He's been really solid for us.
Kiefer Sykes has been solid, but I don't
But
see him staying on the team because he's already 26 years old.
yeah, I don't see him as a long term backup point guard option. But he's been solid for us. He's fun to watch.
He's been fun.
Mm-hmm. But I remember that game. Like Duarte was getting, he was getting posted everywhere.
Duarte was getting wherever he wanted. 27 points. Dude was hitting threes, getting buckets. Insane.
Man, we beating one of the better teams in the league.
Yeah,
That's
beating a legitimate contender in the Golden State Warriors. That's some heavy shit. And especially on a nationally televised stage, that game was on TNT. If you don't remember,
that game was nationally televised.
That game was on TNT.
You give the Indiana Pacers a nationally televised game, and what do? They perform.
Exactly, and now they know not to give us any more nationally televised games.
Exactly.
And I think, of course, because the Pacers are a smaller team, I think all they really talked about was how if a smaller market team is going up against the Warriors, they're gonna talk about the Warriors.
Yeah,
that's a game.
I'd rather talk about how bad. Yeah, I'd rather talk about how bad the Warriors were. Like, I'll take them.
Yeah. If I wasn't a Pacers fan, I wouldn't be interested in this team at all.
Yeah.
But
but we're glad that people are interested.
Yeah. No. Very happy that people are starting to recognize the Pacers as a team that could maybe perhaps contenders in the future, but mostly be finally an on the rise, up and coming team that is starting to turn heads. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And now that we've talked about that, I think it's time to get into a segment that I've actually been waiting for, and I think you know what time it is. It's time to answer some questions.
It's question time. So we asked you guys on Twitter.
If you want to submit some questions. Then we usually ask them around Friday or Saturday afternoon, around 2-3 p.m. Eastern time. We ask for questions, so you can hit me or Dom up. Again, I'm going to say my Twitter name, TYRES3HALL. Dom, say yours.
Mine is Los Angeles, LOSSANEIES.
Yes, sir. Let's keep going. All right. So, first question comes from the person that inspired this podcast, Karan JN2. Shout out Karan. He's helped me with a lot of stuff with my website, with the podcast and whatnot, and he's been a pretty big presence in what we've done so far. So shout out him.
Yeah.
And
we love Karan.
Yeah, we love him. Hopefully, maybe we'll have him as a guest, but I'm not sure. So he actually asked 4 questions. So the first question is, favorite player when you started watching basketball? I'll let you go.
My favorite player when I started watching basketball was probably Kobe. Championship, Kobe, back-to-back championship, and Paul Gasol definitely got me into basketball.
Yes,
so
sir.
that's. What about you, Connor?
Actually, one thing, I don't think I've ever told you this, but I did not like Kobe. I did not like Kobe when I was coming up watching basketball with my dad. You know, may God rest his soul. But I got into basketball with my dad, and I really did not like Kobe. I don't know if you've seen that one Christmas Day game winner he had against the Heat in 2010.
Oh no, I think. Oh no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was a bank shot off the glass. Ever since then, I really didn't like Kobe, but I started warming up to him. But my favorite player when I started watching basketball. I started watching basketball because of the LeBron trade, the LeBron Cleveland trade. And my favorite players, my favorite players were Ray Allen and Blake Griffin, ironically.
Okay.
Because in 2011, Blake Griffin was everywhere.
Oh yeah, the Lob City.
Lob City was just starting. He had all the endorsements, the dunk contest, if you remember that.
Yeah.
When he dunked on the car.
2010's Blake Griffin was one of the maybe if the most fun player to watch at the time.
I think he's definitely top three most fun, 100%.
Yeah.
It seemed like the guy would have a highlight every single game.
Oh yeah, I mean him and DeAndre Jordan.
Him and DJ, Chris Paul, Jamal Crawford was on that team too.
They were just dunking on everybody.
Exactly. All right, next question. Do you expect any Pacers to make the All-Star game next season? Co-host?
I don't think it's out of the... Yeah, I want to see Tyrese make it. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for him to make it. Like, I definitely think he can make it, and he's developing his offense so far.
His defense has been improving, too. His defense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, his defense on Giannis, he had a really good play from Giannis. And his length is really it helps him a lot. So but I really think Tyrese has a good chance to make it to the All-Star game.
Absolutely, I think Tyrese does have a chance, and I think an outside chance is Duarte, but I don't think he's there just yet.
Yeah.
I think Duarte will make a couple. I think he has a pretty high ceiling for a guy his age. I think he will make a couple, but I think that's going to take time. I think right now this is Tyrese Haliburton's team.
For sure.
All right. Next question.
Early first-time All-Star predictions for next season.
I'm going to be honest. I really don't have that many. I haven't really put that much thought into this. But one guy I will bring up, and I think you told me about this. He should have been here this year. Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards. He's been really good. I mean, the entire Timberwolves.
The Wolves team has been really good.
As for and Anthony Edwards, we wanted to see Anthony Edwards get the recognition that he deserved. And obviously the people that were picked instead of him, they're some great players.
They're all right. They're all right.
But Anthony Edwards, he's been like I personally think he's been the best sophomore player out of his draft class.
He has. I'll give him that over LaMelo.
LaMelo is great.
LaMelo's great, but I think Anthony has that slight edge.
Anthony Edwards has just been amazing.
Exactly. Oh, another guy that I forgot about. I don't know how this guy slipped my mind. Zion.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Wait, no. Zion has already made an All-Star team.
Has he?
Yeah. He made he was a starter in last year.
What the? Wait, no way. Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Oh my God, he was.
I remember that. Yeah. I remember him in the yellow jersey. He was awesome last year.
I forgot. It seems like it's been so long since we've seen this guy play.
Yeah, I mean, Isabella last season was one of the most first to watch.
It was an amazing season for him last year.
With them losing games, and we can't wait to see Zion.
Zion, CJ McCollum, and whatnot,
and Brandon Ingram.
Ingram as
we
well.
Definitely think that team is definitely going to be we personally think they're going to be a playoff playing team.
I definitely do have them in the playoffs next season, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean that's if Zion can come back.
If Zion can come back at least 85% of what he was.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next question. Any under the radar non-Pacers players you've enjoyed this season? I can think of one right now. Terry Taylor.
18 points prior to the All-Star break.
He's been averaging.
He really found his...
In games that he's played over 20 minutes, he's had 16 and 11 per game, which is big time.
And we didn't really see a lot of him till the Minnesota game, where Colorado actually played some minutes, and he made that game really interesting down the stretch. But
yes,
he's been really good.
He's been really
good defensively.
And
even against Cleveland, he had 18 points.
Exactly. Can we talk about how this guy is 6'5", 230, and is playing center?
I don't get it. He's like really. I didn't even know about him until I started really diving into more Pacers games recently. But he's been really under the radar for all.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. You remember the Washington game when he dunked on Kuzma?
Yeah, that was beautiful. You can't ask for him. And how old is he? 22.
He's gonna develop. Years old.
And I think.
Yeah,
I think he has a good future in this league.
He definitely does.
Sure.
I think we will extend him this upcoming season, but that's just another home run for Kevin Pritchard this previous draft.
Mm-hmm.
Could not have asked for a better pick.
More underrated players. We have we love him. We love him. You know him. Jalen Smith.
You got me talking about Jalen Smith.
We just traded for him, and the one thing that we're mad about with Jalen Smith is the
Phoenix Suns. Yeah, the Phoenix Suns, the team that previously had Smith, declined his player option. He was a rookie last year. They declined his player option this year, which means that the team that he's on now, the Indiana Pacers, cannot re-sign him for anything over $4.7 million a year.
And we low key want him to play bad, so it's
exactly.
But we know he's a really good player.
He is very good. I don't know what he was doing hiding behind JaVale McGee, and I don't know why they picked him. I really don't know.
And especially because you already had DeAndre Ayton, and I understand they wanted backup center to play, but you can also always trade for a backup center.
Exactly.
They really drafted him just to play behind, or they had a lottery pick just to play behind the first overall pick. It really doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
But,
one more thing. Why would you draft one of the biggest projects in the draft when you just traded for Chris Paul? So you need to win now.
Yeah. So that trade is never good, and we're mad at the Suns because they didn't give him his money. But hopefully Jalen Smith finds somewhere in his heart to take a pay dip.
Hopefully we can keep showing Jalen that he has a spot in this rotation. We can sign him to 4.7 and then give him as much money as he wants the next season.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of more underrated players. We got Goga. We love Goga.
No.
The thing, hold on. The thing with Goga, it's always a love-hate relationship with Goga. Some games he's really good, some games he's really bad.
Yeah. On some games, he looks. I think we said this before. On good nights, Goga looks like the best qualities of Miles and the best qualities of Sabonis together.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if you remember in the Cavs game right after the Haliburton trade, he had that really good fake into a drive and dunk.
Yeah, I remember. That was the only thing he did in that Cavs game.
Yeah, really. The rest of the game was just him being Goga.
Yeah.
But I think Goga's had some good games, but overall, I don't think he has a future in this league if he continues to develop at this rate.
Yeah, and I'm personally a Goga enthusiast. Yeah, I think Goga has a future with this team. But having the front court core that we're starting to build, Goga's time might be up soon if
exactly, and especially if we convince Jalen Smith to stay, Goga doesn't have a spot on this team.
Yeah, another probably our favorite player on this team. Second round draft pick. We still don't know how he fell to us because he was projected pretty high at the start of last year. But Isaiah Jackson.
Man,
he's cool.
He's been enough about this guy. Same as Tyrese. Isaiah Jackson was a steal.
And we could probably go on we could probably have a whole podcast about Isaiah.
Yeah, exactly. But we're reaching to the around the 50-minute mark, and I think we should wrap this up pretty soon. So let's get to a different question.
Okay.
All right. This one is from our boy DTU, Giddy Dimes, on Twitter. Shout out DTU. This is one of my favorite questions. Do you think the Pacers would ever contend with that core if 18 Depot stayed healthy?
I mean, the framework was there. Maybe if we could have gotten some more development from Domas and we had Bogdanovich at the time, so that team was a really good team.
Yeah,
and
if you look at how we started the 2019 season, we were red hot.
Mm-hmm.
We were blazing hot to start the season. Then Oladipo got hurt, and then we somehow kept our head above water.
Yeah. And we still made the playoffs. And,
somehow,
we played with Darren Collison and Bogdanovich. They took us home.
Yeah. But I think if Oladipo stayed healthy, it's a tit-for-tat situation because, yes, Oladipo stays healthy, but do you get Goga coming into his own? Do you get T.J. Warren? Do you get all those guys? It's a domino effect.
Yeah.
So I think if Depot did stay healthy, maybe we'd have a playoff series win to our name, but I don't think anything more than that.
Yeah. And, we love Depot. But,
we love Depot. I really hope.
Same thing with Sabonis.
Yeah. Same with Sabonis.
Same thing with Sabonis.
Yeah. I feel
we needed to build a core.
Yeah. I feel really bad for Depot now because I hope he comes back strong.
Yeah.
Oladipo was my favorite player for a while. I still love him. I have no hard feelings towards him. I understand why he did what he did, and I hope he's at least a good sixth man on that Miami team. Because if he can be at least half of what he was, then that's a good ass defense.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Our next question comes from our last question comes from our good friend J-Man 9789.
J-Man.
He asked, "Do you think the Haliburton trade will end up as the best in franchise history or one of the best?" I can already tell you which one is. I can already tell you which one is the worst.
We know the Kawhi trade.
Yeah, the Kawhi. We're always going to regret the Kawhi trade. Yeah.
And even if you look at that trade, through hindsight, where I know Kawhi wasn't projected to be that good because of his jump shot and whatnot, still George Hill wasn't that good either.
Yeah. George Hill was one of the better point guards.
Shout out George Hill, Indiana legend, but I'd rather have Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
But if I look at the best trades that the Indiana Pacers have had, I'm on this website right now. The ones that I can focus on, the Paul George trade was a really good trade, but
that's got to be our best trade.
It's either the Paul George trade or the Jermaine O'Neal trade.
What was the Jermaine O'Neal trade?
The Jermaine O'Neal trade was trading him from he went from the Blazers to the Pacers with Joe Klein for Dale Davis, who was a aging all-star.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Jermaine O'Neal, Indiana legend. But that Paul George trade, think of all the things. We refused to build a core around Paul George. He asked for Anthony Davis. He couldn't provide.
Absolutely. I really don't know why Pacers fans hold bad feelings towards Paul George because it was not his fault.
Yeah, and we absolutely love Paul George. We hope that he can win a ring with the Clippers.
Absolutely, him and Kawhi, of course.
Yeah. Pacers legends Kawhi and Paul George.
Pacers I still cry in the morning thinking that what if they developed together with Indiana?
I know. I can't even think about 2017 Kawhi and Paul George.
And imagine if Granger stayed healthy, Roy Hibbert broke out. That would have been an amazing team.
Yeah. Paul George wanted to leave. We said, all right, then we got to trade you. We trade him for Victor Oladipo, who he's a solid player at the time, but nobody really thinks that highly.
Victor Oladipo was miscast. He was miscast.
Yeah. And, we traded for Victor Oladipo. We traded for Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah, because I remember the season prior, Victor Oladipo was on the Thunder, and I think the thing he was most known for was being fat and singing.
Yeah.
He sang a lot. But we
But
got
he really
him.
turned his career. Like, he turned his career.
Yeah, exactly. And going back to Sabonis, he was a throw-in in that trade.
Mm-hmm.
He was an absolute throw-in. Like, we didn't expect
And
anything from this guy.
Who would have thought a throw-in would turn into a franchise cornerstone?
Yeah, even though we talk about him in a negative light, sometimes he's one of the best players in franchise history, like it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was really great for us, and we're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss his offense. We're gonna miss everything that he provided for us. But like that Paul George trade, like it's just insane the way that it brought us to top end talent.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
if it didn't work out,
Couldn't have
which
said it better.
and that top end talent eventually led to us trading for
Tyrese
Haliburton,
Haliburton.
and now we have and Tyrese Haliburton. So
Exactly.
we can't be mad at that. So
really
Tyrese Haliburton trade might end up as
I think
one of our best ever.
I think,
But it's gonna be really hard to.
It has a ways to go. It looks good right now,
Yeah.
but it has a ways to go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I think how many questions that was 6
That's
questions.
five.
Yeah, that was
That's
6 questions.
5. Yeah, 5 Oh yeah, 6 questions.
Yeah,
Okay.
6 questions. So we are approaching around the 1 hour mark, so I think we should probably wrap it up. What do you think, Dom? You got anything else to say?
No, I mean, if you made it this far, we're really happy that you tortured yourself for an hour trying to listen to us.
Absolutely.
And we hope that we hope that you can answer you can add your questions to when we ask you next week.
Add your questions.
And we hope that you can give us our views, and if there's anything you think we can improve on, just tell us, and we'll try it. This is new for us as well.
Yeah. This is a new thing for both of us. This is our first time really talking for this long to the public. You know what if y'all know what I mean. If y'all could give us some feedback if possible. If y'all could and every view count, every listen counts really. It doesn't matter if you guys are listening to every word we say, if you guys have this as background noise, or if you guys have it on 1% volume. We appreciate everybody that listens to this, and we really hope that you will come back for episode 2, which will be released next Sunday at exactly 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, not exactly, like around there, but hopefully at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Hopefully it'll be a bit more organized than this, but besides that, thank you for your questions, thank you for your time, thank you for your views, and from the two of us here, me and Dom, we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys,
man.